The Trump administration has just done something that is shocking millions and millions of workers. And this actually has the American people wondering what in the world just happened. Because just today, Donald Trump announced something that is staggering. The only time we've ever seen this in history was during the pandemic. Because now, what the Trump administration is offering is to give millions of workers 33 weeks of paid leave with benefits. Yeah, think about that for a second. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to explain what's going on, who this is actually being offered to, and why they are expecting over 300,000 people are going to accept this and then will be out of a job. So I'll explain what's going on in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So President Trump has been in office for 1 week officially. This is staggering. The changes that we've seen over the past 7 days are just huge. But look at this. I want to show you something. I was talking to a friend of mine and we were both reading this together. It says USPS offers $15,000 buyouts in overstaffed facilities. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is where it starts, where employers are offering buyouts. Hey, if you take this severance check right here, right, you can just go be on your merry way, go find a new job, right? Good riddance. Because they're trying to get rid of employees. Well, guess what? The federal government's doing the exact same thing. And I want to show you this because this is something that is unprecedented. And this is something that we could see larger companies actually do very soon. Look at this. The Trump administration is now offering buyouts to nearly all federal workers. Every single worker is going to receive a buyout offer. I want to read this to you. Look at this right here. It says, the Trump administration is offering millions of federal workers the option to accept buyouts through a government-wide deferred resignation program if they resign by February 6th. Yeah, February 6th. Today is the 28th. That means by next Thursday, they would have to resign, but they get deferred resignation. What does that mean? Well, it says those who accept the offer will receive pay and benefits through September 30th. It says the sweeping buyouts are being offered to, according to them, make sure that all federal workers are on board with the new administration's plan to have federal employees in office and adhering to higher standards. That's the big one. If federal workers are like, you know what, I didn't want this job if I have to be in the office 5 days a week. No, that doesn't work for me. Well, their alternative, their other option is that they get this deferred resignation. They get their pay and benefits every single week until September 30th. That is huge. Look at this. It says, we're 5 years past COVID and just 6% of federal employees work full-time in office. That is unacceptable. According to the White House, they expect up to 10% of all federal employees are going to take the buyout. Keep in mind, there's more than 3 million federal employees. That means they are expecting more than 300,000 federal employees are going to accept this buyout. But let me ask you this. Let's say you had a great job, you know, good benefits, and you all of a sudden were told you can't work from home anymore, you have to be in the office. Now, if somebody offered you 33 weeks of pay, okay, let's just say they're making, right, let's say $1,000 a week, okay, that's $33,000 that they are going to get paid, plus benefits to not come to work. Okay, just don't come to work, right? This is deferred, okay, deferred resignation. Your resignation will be official on October 1st. Would you do it? Just curious. Now, I want to read this to you. Okay, look at this right here. This is from the United States Office of Personnel Management. Okay, Personnel Management. It says to all heads and acting heads of departments and agencies. It says, pursuant to the authority under all those numbers, the Office of Personnel Management is providing guidance to agencies regarding OPM's government-wide Deferred Resignation Program. This program provides employees with an option to submit a deferred resignation letter with designation effective on September 30th, 2025. Deferred resignation exempts those employees who choose it from return to office requirements. Okay. Now, this is big. Okay? President Trump wants to ensure that every single employee wants to work for this administration. Not that you have to, not that you chose the previous administration. He wants to ensure that if you are getting paid from the federal government, you want to be here. That's what he's trying to do. And we know many federal workers don't want to work. They don't want to come into work 5 days a week, work in an office. And I get it. Most people would rather stay at home. But the Trump administration has vowed to make some massive changes. This is just one of those changes that they are making. Again, we're only 7 days into the new presidency. 7 days into the new administration. And there are some massive changes that are taking place right now. Look at this. It says, the offer comes as President Donald Trump's administration pushes federal employees to return to the office 5 days per week, scrapping work-from-home allowances implemented during the COVID pandemic. Keep in mind, there were work-from-home allowances, many of which, again, has been, people, according to reports, there have been employees committing fraud. There are also employees that are taking advantage of the federal government, taking advantage of taxpayer dollars. And well, the Trump administration says, not under us, it is not happening. This is why the Trump administration, Donald Trump himself, signed an executive order on his first day in office, directing all executive branch agencies to end remote work rules. It says the administration, which has promised massive cuts to purported government waste, is also signaling that most federal agencies will likely be downsized through restructurings and headcount reductions. Now, here's where things are going to get interesting. The federal employees have already been warned that if you do not go back to work in the office, you are likely going to be let go. They've also been warned that there's chances that there will be downsizing across every single agency. Right? That's something that has been in the works for many months. And then now they get this warning that, okay, you are being offered this deferred resignation all the way through September 30th. You can accept it, but you have to accept it by February 6th. The reason for this is simple. The Trump administration believes that many federal agencies are going to try to find roundabout ways to keep people at home. So what they're now trying to do is say, well, if you want to stay at home, great. Here's your opportunity. You can stay at home until September 30th and still get paid and still receive benefits. But if that's something that you question whether you actually want to work for this administration or not, well, this is your alternative. So we're going to see what happens moving forward, but this is shocking. This is really shocking because I knew many people that accepted their resignations during the pandemic, right? That were pilots or that were executives, but this is 2025 and we are still offering this deferred resignation with 33 weeks of paid leave. That's crazy. But again, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Do you think this is a good thing? Do you think the Trump administration is anticipating that millions of workers aren't going to come back to work and that they're just going to be let go anyway? Let me know your thoughts. Give me your thoughts down in the comment section below. But that's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.